Hi, so welcome to my Mostly Sax YouTube channel. For those of you that are subscribed to this channel and have supported me over the years, I suppose, as I've been doing it, you'll know that it's been quite a while since I posted anything. And that's been because mainly this lockdown over winter, homeschooling, all that type of thing, and I by no means have had it as bad as some people have. Well, it hasn't been my favourite time ever. So yeah, I haven't felt productive enough to come on and put some YouTube stuff together. But thank you for supporting me. I still get comments coming through and it means a lot to me, so thanks a lot. So over lockdown, what I have been doing a lot more of is playing the keyboard and playing the guitar. Mainly because with everyone in a lockdown situation, me honking the sax is not everybody's favourite thing. You've heard me play, so you can understand that. So I've been playing the keys a lot more, and I've come across this thing which I just really like the sound of it. So I'll play it to you, and then we'll have a little bit of a look at how you can apply some of this music theory language to your sax playing. And yeah, just be interested to know what you think of it. It's a relatively straightforward thing, but I've really been enjoying the sound of it. Let me show you kind of what I was playing there. So I started off with an F major 7. F, A, C, and E. If you're unsure how to find your major 7, a major 7 is always a semitone, meaning one step on the keyboard or one step on your saxophone before the root again. So if that's the root and there's the root, a major 7 is always one step before. Okay, so F major 7. I was then playing a B flat major 7. So same thing, go to B flat, up the octave, down one step for the major 7. And you've got 1, 3, major 3rd, 5th, and then a major 7 on top. Then I was playing a G. Some of the time I was voicing it like this, so just leaving out the 5th completely. And at times I was adding this flattened 5. And then for the final chord, which is the chord that I've really kind of been getting into, I'm playing a 7 with a flattened 9. Now to get from a G minor 7 flat 5 to that chord, all I need to do is drop this down by one step. And I've got the same thing. I haven't got the same thing. Incorrect. I've got a C7 flat 9. I'm putting a C in the bass. So, if we look at this C7 flat 9, first off, we've just got a C. And up here is my flattened 7th. A fully flattened 7th, as opposed to a major 7th, is a tone below when the octave appears again. So a major 7 would be there. A dominant 7th or a flattened 7th is when that 7th is flattened. Seems obvious. So it's when it's down a full tone, a tone being 2 steps. 1, 2. My hands look a lot older. What's happened to the lockdown hands? There's my flat 7. But if I add in the flattened 9, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and flatten it. Remember, 9 is just the same as 2. 1, 2. So I'm going to flatten that down to a D flat. And I get, if I put the C in the bass, you can see that there. Now that is a diminished 7th. So a 7 flat 9. Have I been saying sharp 9? Oh, do I have to start again? I'll have to check. A 7 flat 9 is a diminished 7th chord. And I would think of it as being built on a semitone higher than what the root is. So let's say you've got, E7 flat 9. So you've got E. What I would do is go up a semitone to there and play a diminished 7th chord. Okay, so you get this idea. Okay, and we get this lovely, and that resolves nicely back to the F. So this just sounds nice. And very simply, what I am going to look at now is, if we think of this in chord tones, so when you're playing your solo, what that means is you are playing on the tones of the chords, so meaning, if you've got an F major 7, you're using those notes to solo, F, A, C, and E. If you play the B flat major 7, the G minor flat 5, and the C7 with the flattened 9th, you would play those chord tones. Now, if we do that in an arpeggiated way, obviously, which we are going to do because we're sax players, we can only play one note at a time. When it comes to the C, we've got this. But what I would suggest or argue that we can do to get this in a nicer way, and you'll hear this a lot played by all sorts of players, is this C sharp and the E are almost a complete triad minus this A. But if we put the A in, we get A major. So you've got C, E, G, B flat, the flat 9, and I'm going to suggest that as we play over our arpeggios, we've also got A major. Now that might be something that sounds kind of unusual, that we're going to play a C7 flat 9 and use an A major arpeggio over the top. Okay? But let's have a little listen to what that's like on the sax. As previously mentioned, I do enjoy doing these YouTube videos, so yeah, bit cringeworthy, but if you would consider subscribing, supporting me, that would be tremendous. You don't have to, but if you fancy it, you can do it.
Okay. Do it. Do it.
So now what we need to consider is, how do we apply that, and what's the best way? Like for me, I always think, what's the quickest way to get to access that information when you're in a soloing situation? Now, in that little example, I'm being really over the top, playing chord tones. It's not massively musical, and just hitting what I suppose you could argue what you would expect to hear. Now, if you're playing C7 in concert pitch, so you've got C, E, G, and B flat, and you want to use that major arpeggio to accent that flat 9. Now, what I would suggest you do is think of what the relative minor is. So you've got C, E, G, and B flat. The relative minor is an A. We're still in concert pitch. So now you've got A major that you can play over the top of that C7, and you will get that flat 9 sound. You get that really kind of jazzy type of tone. So if I play that in concert, so that means on the alto, I'm going to be playing an A7 flat 9 and using the relative minor, which is F sharp. Whatever, really, something like that. So you're playing around A Mixolydian, if you like, so just what you would expect. Shouldn't really say that, but what you would expect to find over a dominant 7th chord, and we're dropping down, quickly thinking, what's the relative minor, jumping to the relative minor and using that major arpeggio, and you will find that you are incorporating this flat 9 sound. As I say, this is something that I've been enjoying playing over lockdown. It's a kind of sound that I'm really into at the moment. I'd love to know what you think of it. You can send me examples if you want via my Instagram, which I'll put the description. I'll put a link. I will put a link in the description below. Please get in touch with me. Subscribe if you want to. Don't have to.
Okay. Do it.
See you soon. Thanks a lot.